Okay, I'm back. Let's carry on. Gorilla in my room. Jack Ketchum. Uh, this one is signed as well. Looks to be 739, I guess. I don't know. It's a weird way of writing a number. Out of 750. It is available as an ebook. I had a copy of this. I forgot what number it was, and I sold it. Well, it catches my eye, and I got a fascination with it. Uh, some of the stories in there seem interesting, and I said, well, I gotta have that for some reason. So I got it, and then once I had it, I kind of lost interest in it, so I sold it. And then once I sold it, I said, well, I gotta have it, so I went and look for it again. It's not the easiest thing to find, but I found it again. There you go. Now I got it. Next one, Ray Garden, Nids and Other Stories. That cover with all those spiders on it. That's what caught me. And what is that center one? Camel spider or something like that? I can't remember. I know I recognize it. It's a crude drawing of it, but it's recognizable as something. I haven't opened it since I ordered it. It's supposed to be signed too, but I'm not going to open it this time. Find out. It's a bigger bag and it's folded over a couple times. It'll take me a while to redo that, so I'll just leave that alone. It should be signed. This one, I don't know how interesting this one is, but the cover caught my attention, and it was a reasonable price. Al Antonio, Hornets and Others. Let's see if we can see that. It's a dark cover, kind of like a waspy thing with a skull. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, and it's signed too. Limited to 750 copies. And it's not numbered. Next one. Looks like another library edition. God of the Razor. By Guess Who? Lansdale. So these razor stories I found out are in quite a few books. I didn't have to search them out like this, but oh well. Yeah. This appears to be a trade edition. Yeah. I think these are all his stories. There's another one, another razor book. I forget what it's called. I haven't gotten it yet, although I'm thinking about getting it. Lord of the Razor. Yeah. It's got two short stories, and one at the beginning, one at the end, that are his, and the rest of them I think are other people's. But both of those stories are available elsewhere that he's of his. But for some reason, the price is really high on that book versus this one. So I guess you get it if you're a collector. Unless I can find a really affordable copy, I'm probably not going to get it. The next one is edited by Lansdale and Keith Lansdale. Son of Retro Pulp Tales. That cover is a little catchy. Let's see if you can see those authors there. They're in there. Yeah. It's kind of like best I can make out, well, it's not quite an octopus, even though it's got tentacles. Looks like it might be a spider behind there. I don't know. I think there's a previous book of Pulp Tales that this might be a sequel to. Even though as much as a book of short stories can be a sequel. And this one appears to be a trade too. There's nothing signed about it. Like I told you once before, some of these are signed in the back for some reason, but I don't remember seeing any of them other than the one I've already showed. Yeah, okay. Next one. Dead on the Bones. Lansdale. Another library edition. Let's see here. And this one was signed. Copy 815 of 1500. Looks like his pen was starting to run out of ink when he signed it. It's a little thin. Now this next, well, hold on a minute. Let me show you this up. Get this one first. Mike Duke. Where the Gods Sleep. I'm not sure if this is going to be like the way he described it in the group, but it's still going to be to my liking, I believe. He described it as something different, something more in my wheelhouse. Yeah, he has since wrote a sequel to this, I believe. He got somebody to do illustrations in it. Don't know who. Yeah. Yeah, it reminds me of, let's see here. Yeah. He likes the Cthulhu and cosmic gods stuff, and so he tries to write a lot about that, and that's probably what it actually is about. So yeah, it's worth getting. I guess it should be good. Next one here, Jack Ketchum and Lucky McGee's The Woman. This one is still shrink wrapped from the publisher. I don't. If it is limited or signed, which I think it was, I bought this in an auction, and he said it was. And of course, I got to open it up to find out. I guess people that are more in the know than I am in the book community know that, in addition of a book by look, they can tell where that's a limited edition just by looking at it. I can't, for the most part. This could be, I don't know. It's a Gauntlet Press. Sometimes there are certain publishers that only do limited editions. So, yeah. And I'll show you one more book. I think this is one of my favorite books of all time. I believe it was independently published or Vanity Press of some sort. I don't know. It's got a stock image cover on it, but that's one that I like. This is what Mike Duke, the way he described it in the book, his God's book here, just showed you in the book group. The way he described it reminded me of this book here. And the main reason I wanted that, although I should still like it, but I don't think they're identical at all. But anyway, this one's Defenders of the Savage Earth by Colin Tipton. I think this is a print on demand. You can get it on Amazon. He's a local guy around here. He's a friend of my brother's. He did some book signings around town here a couple times, and my brother he got he got me a copy, inscribed it to me, and signed. I read it. It is very, very good for science fiction, and I'm a science fiction fan. He does use a lot of similar stuff that other people would recognize from other things. I thought there might be some copyright or trademark issues, but I have since found out that, yeah, people reuse things all the time. So it's probably not that much of a big deal there. And he makes everything really interesting. He is supposed to have wrote a sequel to that, but if he hasn't gotten around to it by now, I don't think he will. But then again, that book has got so much in the story that I don't see how we can make a sequel to it. I mean, he put so much into that book there. You know, what can he do with a sequel? And he also said he just he said he was going to do another book. And he described it either to, I'm not sure if he said it in the introduction in that one, or I saw where he wrote it somewhere, that the other book he was working on was even possibly even more interesting than that one. He is trying to get a lot of research in various areas, so he knew what he was talking about when he did it. But once again, that hasn't come out yet, as far as I know. That's pretty much the only book by him you can find. And like I said, it looks like it's a print-on-demand thing. But it's worth it if you can find it. If you want to get it, yeah. And of course, you should be able to find it. And especially if you like science fiction, it's one of the better books I've ever read. I can't hardly say anything bad about it. Anyway, I'll wrap this up right now. I got a few more left on the shelf, and we'll get to it later. See ya.